Hey guys, Ben with 5280 Flight Sim here, and you're looking at my Cessna 172 November 521 Bravo Whiskey sitting on the ramp here at Aspen. If you have watched my Rifle to Aspen video, then you saw exactly how I got here. And if you're wondering where I'm going next, well, you'll have to wait and see where the next video is. But this is a reveal video. I'm going to show you guys the rest of the cockpit and details on the build, and show you everything with the lights on. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so when you walk into 5280 Flight Sim with the lights on, this is what you see. This is the room and the enclosure and the cockpit in the enclosure. And we'll start with the inside of the enclosure. On the end here, you can see I've got a printer just for functional use. Next to that, I've actually got some flight manuals and some training books. This is my computer where I do all my, I look at all the charts on, and flight planning and everything else. Just behind that to the right, I have a keyboard. That's for the simulator. You primarily use that for changing views. And then of course the simulator itself. The panel is a Agron Saitek Pro Flight cockpit panel, and I picked this up on eBay from Banyan Pilot Shop in Fort Lauderdale Airport. They've got a whole bunch of these and they're selling them on eBay, and it's the finest flight cockpit panel for a Cessna, in my opinion, that you can get your hands on. I'll go over the details of the panel right now. The panel itself does have built-in power supply and powered USB hub. So all of the instruments and Saitek panels plug into the powered USB hub inside the cockpit panel, which is fantastic. It makes everything else, all the wire management, very clean and easy. In the panel itself, it is fuse protected, as you can see here. I'm getting a bad shadow. There we go. As you can see here, there's 3 circuit fuse protectors, one for the main power supply, one for the light circuit, one for the USB supply. So if there's a power surge or anything happens with the circuits, it'll pop the fuse and protect everything that's plugged into them, which is great. Of course, on top here I've got the, as far as panels go, on top here I've got the Saitek backlit information panel. Below that I've got the Saitek radio panel, and on the bottom the Saitek multi-panel, and then 2 throttle quadrants. And then down here are the 2 there are 2 switches. One on the left is for the main power supply on the cockpit panel, and the one on the right is for the lights. It has LED lights, as you can see there, and that switch down here turns those lights on and off, which is very, very nice, because it's always dark in here, so once those are on, it makes it very easy to see. The yoke is a Cessna Saitek Cessna Pro Flight yoke. The rudder pedals down there are Saitek Pro Flight rudder pedals, and right here we have a Saitek Pro Flight multi switch panel. And then up here we have the 6 Saitek flight instrument panels. Excuse me, can't talk right now. On the left side of the cockpit panel, we've got the controls for the volume and bass for the built-in speakers. The panel has 2 speakers and a subwoofer built into it, and also a headset jack and a microphone jack. So the way I have this set up is that headset and microphone jack are wired into the PC, into the ports that I use for my headset for VATSIM. So my headset plugs directly into the front of the cockpit panel, just like it would in a real airplane. And you can adjust the volume of the headset right there on the panel, which is very nice. That pretty much covers it for the panel. It is covered with a very nice synthetic fabric and stitching all the way around. It's a very high quality finish. And then a look behind the panel. As you can see, this is where I have my 2 speakers. and there's another subwoofer underneath. And then just below the monitors, I have these 3 blocker panels, which are just black, or well, it's clear Lexan that I painted black, and set them up to block the whatever is underneath the screens. So if you look behind them, you can see the screens sitting on their pedestals. And then the seat that I have is actually a seat out of a vehicle that I mount. It's a driver's seat that I mounted to sit a little bit taller on some metal runners, so I can adjust the seat, slide it forwards and backwards, and adjust the backrest to lean forward or backward as well, which is really nice. And it's comfortable to sit in, and it doesn't move around when you're using the rudder pedals or the yoke, which is very, very nice. So that pretty much covers the enclosure, that pretty much covers the cockpit panel and the inside of the enclosure. The enclosure itself I made out of PVC pipe. It's white PVC pipe. I painted all the joints and all the pipes black, and then covered the entire assembly with black quilt backing, which was fairly inexpensive compared to some other options. And I built it around the whole enclosure so that when you're sitting in this seat right here, in this position, that's all you see. Of course, minus the lamp and the window that you can see in the back. When I fly, the lamp is off and the window shades are shut. So again, here's a look from the door. There's the enclosure. The enclosure is 5 feet tall, 6 feet wide. And I can get around the back of the enclosure this way, and around the back side of the enclosure is where the PC is at, the computer. And this way I'm able to get to the tower and also the back of the screens, and I can also lift up the cover to make it easier to get to things, and I can also get back around to the back side where I have all the wires, so I can make it easy to do all the wire management. And then here's the view from back here in the corner where the tower's at. You can see the enclosure. This pedestal down here is actually a pedestal that I made to simulate a 737 radio pedestal. If I move my notepad here, you can see that it's cut out to fit a Saitek radio panel exactly, and of course you can add multiples if you want, but and I have it flipped around backwards right now because I'm using it as a mouse pad, place to put my mouse pad. And when I am using the cockpit, my mouse, I just keep it back here, but I bring it and set it down right there, which makes it easy to use while I'm sitting in the left seat. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the cockpit build video, and if you like what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'd really appreciate that. I promise the content and the video production will get better as time goes on, as I learn the editing procedures and different tips and tricks, and especially as I get more, there's more interest in the channel and interest in the content that I'm producing. So if you guys like it, I'll make more of it, that's for sure. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this has been 5280 Fly Sim. See ya.